Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Nicole. I'm a 33-year-old cash budgeter in Virginia. I am a stay-at-home mom to two littles and am currently on a journey to become debt-free as well as just become more financially stable. On this channel, we do lots of budgeting, cash stuffing, savings challenges, and a little bit in between. So if that sounds like content that would interest you, I would love it if you could stick around, subscribe, like this video, and comment below. So today we're going to be doing my weekly unstuffing and check-in type video. I am filming a little bit earlier in the week than I normally would want to. Today is Tuesday, and I normally like to do these on Thursday, but I really need to do at least the unstuffing part so I can get this money back to the bank. So I will probably split this video maybe into two different parts for me, but it'll be all one video for you. So just to give you a heads up, there may be a point in the video where I stop and then come back. But we are basically going to be unstuffing the transactions that I did since our cash or since our payday that came out of our checking account. And I need to put that money back in our checking account to finish paying our bills and cover for expenses. And I have been going back and forth on like the best system for me, but um, I was using my credit card for my expenses and then paying my credit card back, but I found myself maybe abusing that just a little bit. I didn't feel like I was able to pay everything back as easily, which then obviously accumulates more debt, and that is not what we want to be doing right now. So for this pay period, I was using my checking account um, because a lot of these places that I went for these expenses, I either couldn't use cash, it was easier not to use cash, or something along those lines. Or like I had a Target trip and it was the items were from different categories, so it was easier to just use my card and then split it up after the fact. So I'm still trying to figure out a good system for me as far as my spending, but I'm almost positive that we will have most of the money that we need for this unstuffing, which means we should be on budget, but we still have a couple days left of the week, so I don't want to jump ahead too far. So this is the um, notepad, this sheet we used last time where we just had a few transactions that we were unstuffing for. And the ones that are highlighted are ones that we took care of last time. There are two on here. This one for a business expense and then a grocery that we did not have cash for last time that we definitely need to try and have this time. Those were on my credit card. So that money needs to go back to my credit card. And then everything else is just things that we have spent pretty much on necessities. We've done pretty well, I feel like. So let me stop yapping and let's get started. It has literally been an insane week for me, and it's only Tuesday. I just feel like things are very hectic right now. My son is starting preschool next week on Monday, and we just found out yesterday on Monday what school he was going to. And talk about last minute, like literally the week before school. So now I'm rushing around trying to get all of the registration things that we need specifically for him and get him officially registered at this elementary school that he's going to be going to, because the program that he is in is our public schools preschool like special education program. He's going at an actual elementary school. It's within the school system. And it has just been a lot. And then on top of that, my daughter, she is teething so bad. So she has been giving it to me this week. And like I said, it's only Tuesday. So that's why this video is going to be in two parts for me, because I don't think I was going to be able to get it all done in one day. So apparently I am very chatty today. So let's see. I know we have some eating out that we need to pull. And we have, let's see, we have a $23 from Chick-fil-A, and then we also did $24 for pizza. So that is $47 from our eating out category. 20, 40, 5, 6, 7. All right. Perfect. And that was just like our weekend eating out. I think we got Chick-fil-A on Friday night because we went to Target. And then we got pizza on Sunday because I was not feeling well. And that leaves us with 20, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, 53. I was not feeling well on Sunday, so I definitely did not want to cook, and my husband just had a huge craving for pizza. So it actually worked out really well because we budgeted money for eating out, and we only spent half of what we budgeted. So technically, we still have a little bit of a cushion for this coming weekend. We try and only eat out on the weekends. Um, all right, grocery. Um, Actually, let's do Costco first. Let's pull the 50 from Costco. So I went to Costco and I spent $61 on um, on grocery. So we will have the $11 rollover, but let's go ahead and just pull the 50, and then we'll add this 50 to grocery. Okay, so then we'll add the 50 from Costco. Oops. So now we have, my goodness, 51, 50, 70, 90, 2, 1, 2. So we have 202. Okay. And then so we have 202. And our grocery transactions, we have to do the one from last week. So that's 38. The 11 from the 11 from Costco. We have a 14 from Target. And that's it. Okay, so 63. Awesome. 139 is what we should have left. So, well, obviously, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. 63 plus 50 for Costco, if we do the whole, is 113. Okay, that makes much more sense. Hi. Sometimes all of these like numbers and trackers, it's so incredibly easy to make a mistake. And then I did go to the grocery store yesterday, but I used cash for that, and that was $58. So far, I think we're under our grocery budget, which doesn't happen very often. So we need to take out $113, which I don't have, but I can do, let's see. My brain's not working right now, so this is 110, and then I should be able to 89. That's 110. What is this? Okay, so we'll 50, 70, 90, 1, 2. Yeah, I'm $3 over. Okay, so I need to make some change. But for now, I'll just make myself a note that we did 110 from grocery and not the full amount. So how much did that leave us? If we do the 202 minus 113, that leaves us with 89 in grocery, which should be fine, hopefully. All right, and let's mark off Costco. Let's mark this one off. Where's the other one? Oh, here it is. Okay. And now let's see, what else do we have? My husband, that's going to come out of his hobbies, I think. Miscellaneous, me, I haven't spent any money. Pet care, nope. Okay, so I think next is health and baby. We have 16, and we have a target for 14. So $30 from health and baby. Which leaves 10. Shocker. Okay, so 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. All right, and now we have some more ones where I can go back and probably make some change. For grocery, once we're done, household had one for $3. I just bought a new toothbrush. All right, so let's break the. All right, so that gives us 22 in household remaining. All right, let's see. Do y'all's kids, if you have kids, go back to school this week or next week, or are they already back in school? This is the first year that we are obviously doing this. I'm very excited for my son to start school, but I'm also like very nervous as well. Um, because I don't know. It's just like a huge, I feel like it's a huge thing for him. Okay, so I just made some change. Let's make sure I did it right. 50, 60, 70, 80, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, but there's that horrible one. Let's get a better one. Okay. Starting school is a huge thing. And especially since he's technically going to be in like the special education program. Um, Obviously he's on the younger side. I don't know. I need to ask like all the details of like what they actually expect him to do. Are we it's new and he's my baby and I'm just, I want people to be nice to him. I want him to have fun. I want him to learn and like obviously better, himself and all the things. So we will see. All right, let's do this business expense from a last pay period of $20. And I'll have to change all that out afterwards for the little bit that's supposed to go back to my credit card. And then what do we have left? We have my husband, haircuts, and vehicles. Okay. Let's see. Haircuts is first, and I'm actually $2. I know I'm $2 short for haircuts because of tip. Um, so I need to start budgeting. I forgot that they raised their prices where we take my son. Obviously, like $30 for a kid's haircut is kind of expensive, but um, he does go there. So that is um, that's what we're doing. That's where I take him, and I will pay the money for him to have fun, be comfortable, so it's not scary. And they do a decent job. I mean, I don't love his haircut this time. I feel like they didn't take enough off the top of his hair. He has really weird cowlicks. So we just took 25 out of my husband's hobby envelope because he bought some. What did he buy? I think he bought some football cards or something at Target. The new box that came out from this year or something. And he asked me to not have that come out of his weekly spending, so I pulled it from his sinking fund. So vehicles, which is probably one of the last ones in here. And then he also spent money. He went and got his truck washed. And when I say his truck, I mean not his like daily driver. It's the truck that just sits in front of our house, basically, annoyingly. But we are actually thinking that I may need to get a new car. I am so over my car. My car has been giving me issues on and off now for a while, and like we just, we keep getting it fixed, but then something else pops up or it's not completely fixed. But let's add this stuff up real quick. First, let's do um, our two little transactions that we had for my credit card that we still needed to pay back, which was this $58 right here. And then everything else equals, let's see what we had. 16, 25, 14, 227, which I already know we're $2 short. So this should all be 225 going back to our checking account. So 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, 200, 10, 15, 20, 25. Perfect. So that worked out perfectly. So then what we're going to do is instead of actually, so I do have a so we do have a buffer in our account right now. And instead of like rushing to put that money back into our checking account, I'm going to put it in my bills binder because the bills that we have left to pay are bills that we are paying early. So, meaning debt. So, why do I have money in here? What is this? Is this 40 and 37? What is that? What does that equal? 40, 37, 77. 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 130, 135, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 160. Wow. Why do I have $161 just sitting in? Oh, this is okay. This is the money that you saw me pull in our mid-month um, our mid-month challenge reallocation that I have not designated where it needs to go. I need to make new envelopes for my bill binder because oh, I need some different places. Okay, first off, let's hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. I needed to turn some of my trackers around that have some uh, personal information on it. All right, so let's put, this is, whoops, where'd it go? All right, this is for my American Express card because this was where I was putting any unstuffing money that I had. So now we have, let's see, we should have the 77 plus what we just did. So we should have 135, 50, 70, 90, 110, 125, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, perfect. So we have 135 in here, and that will go onto my credit card. And then, oh, there we go. Okay, where's all this? So this money that I did for my mid-month reallocation is just going to go into this extra payment envelope for right now because that's what it will be. It'll be an extra payment. My plan for the next like 2 or 3 days, I'm gonna make my debt. I need to make my debt like video basically explaining the debt that I want to work on, and I need to make my plan. So I'm hoping to do that within the next few days so that I can actually know what I'm doing with this cash. Okay, so then this money, the 225, is for I need 210 for a debt payment that I'm paying early. So let's do 50, 70, 90, 10, 30, 50. What? 50, 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, 210. All right, so this is 210. So this is going to cover a debt payment I'm going to pay early. And then $5, $10, $15 is what we have left over from my unstuffing, and that is going to go into my buffer envelope. And then what I will do is if my bank account starts getting a little low, which it tends to do that, then I will pull my buffer money and I will deposit it then. And then obviously when I make my payment for that debt, my early payment, I will pull that money as well. Okay, so that I feel better about that, knowing that we have those debt payments covered because those were or the extra debt payment covered, not the extra debt payment, oh my goodness, the early debt payment covered that I had budgeted in to this pay period to help with next pay period. I hadn't paid it yet because if something were to happen and we would have needed that money for something else, I wanted to make sure that we had it. But at this point, we need to make sure that we pay it, or because next paycheck or pay period is going to be slim. The next payday that he has on the, like, what is it, the 28th or 29th? As of right now, it's not looking like he's going to have overtime on that paycheck. So I will have a lot less to work with. And moving forward, I think for my like budget with me's, I'm only going to, since my husband does not want me to share his exact income on this channel right now, I think I'm just going to I'm only going to share like our debt situation. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna get my debt stuff figured out so we can, and I'll share all those numbers. And then my budget with me's are only going to be our like a cash planning, basically what's left after paying bills is what I will share, just so it's not as confusing, but and also respecting that my husband doesn't want me to share his exact paychecks, at least for now. So hopefully that makes it a little less confusing when we go for my budget with me's. I know I've had some comments about like, where are you getting these numbers from? You have like, there's just a lot going on in those videos and they are very hard to follow even when I've watched them back. So hopefully this will be a lot simpler and easier to explain. So I am going to pause here and you will see the next part of this video right now. Alrighty, so a short little edit for you guys, but it is actually the next day. This is now going to be the finished part of our weekly check-in. So we just looked at all of our, we did our unstuffing and got that taken care of. So now we need to look at how much we spent throughout the whole week. So I've already did um, some notes and some work beforehand just to try and keep this easy, since I'm not sure, I don't remember how long the initial video is, but hopefully you can see this. I am trying to use this planner. I really love the idea of this planner, and I spent quite a bit on it because it's a pretty good quality planner. So I'm trying to make it work for me. So this is our weekly check-in page, but you're supposed to do it weekly. And I do, but normally I just do it, I do like on a notes page and then add it later into my like whole budget page. But I'm trying to utilize this planner more, like I said. So I think I'm going to change it to where I'm just going to use this page for my biweekly check-in. So my in-between paychecks. Um, so I obviously this is technically going to be the second paycheck for August for us that we are doing right now. Um, so normally this section probably would have been down here if I would have done this beforehand, but we're just going to figure it out as we go, or I am anyways, and just see what works for us best. But so let's take a look at what we what we've spent and compare that to what we have budgeted to see how we did, to see what's left. So I'm actually going to take a look at the cash planning sheet that we did for our cash stuffing. So let's switch out these. That way I can just remember what we cash stuffed so I don't have to sit here and like flip through a bunch of different envelopes. So we had budgeted, oh, and see, the first one I need is gas, and gas is not on here. So pause while I find out what we budgeted for gas. So gas is one that I do not cash stuff for. Um, and um, oh gosh, words. But I leave gas in our checking account because we typically both get gas within a day or two of getting paid. And then if I have rollover, I will use some of that for like a gas buffer um, in case someone is a little short on gas at the end of the pay period. So we had budgeted $80. Um, so I am just going to write that in the notes section. And we only spent $74 in gas. So we are positive $6 for gas. A grocery. Now, so this includes Costco. I did my grocery and Costco charges together. So we budgeted $300 for grocery and $50 for Costco. So from that, we spent $261 on groceries, which gives us $89 remaining in grocery, which is fantastic. My husband, he was budgeted $100. He has spent $44, but he had a little bit of money left in his checking account that he uses. So I'm just going to say that he has spent all of his money, which would then mean he has $60 remaining. So I transferred $40 into his bank account at the beginning of the pay period, and I left $60 in cash. He spent 44 from his bank account, but like I said, he had a buffer. So I think, and he still has $8. So I gave him 40 and he still has 8. So he had $48 total. And he spent 44, so he has 64 technically, is what he has remaining. But I'm just going to leave it as 60 because that's the cash I'm working with. I have spent $20 from my allotted, and I had 50, so I still have 30 bucks. I'm happy about that. Let's see, food. So our eating out is, we got 100, I believe. Where is that? Yes. So we did $100 in eating out, and we've spent 47. So we should have $53 left for this coming week. Miscellaneous sinking funds we'll go over on a separate page that I'm tracking those, but we did spend $225 in miscellaneous sinking funds. So we're just going to scratch this out real quick because I'm tracking that on a different page just so I didn't use up so many lines right here. Baby, we spent $30, and it only got 25. So we were technically $5 over the $25 that we put into our baby envelope, but we did have cash in our sinking fund. So we will check that and make sure we are still positive. Our household envelope, again, let's see, we put $15 in there. We spent 3, so we are plus 12 for the week. And then my kiddos got $10 and they spent 9, so they are positive $1. $1, not $1, which means our total spent for the whole week was $713 in expenses, which is crazy. But as you can see, it looks like we were in budget for a lot of our categories, especially when you consider technically the only one that I got a minus on was our baby envelope, and that's simply because we did have money in there saved still. So now let's take a look at this miscellaneous sinking fund section. Let me find that. All right, so the miscellaneous sinking funds that we did was out of my husband's hobbies. He spent $25, and we will go look and see what all let's see, let's go binder by binder and see. Let's because some of this I think I might even need to pull out. So we didn't spend anything. Let's see, business. So we already did what did we pull? So we pulled $20 in business from our, technically it was from last week. It was let's find that. Where was it? It was this one right here. For an Office Depot run I had to do because I ran out of something and I really needed it. And I didn't have the money in there to cover it from last pay period, and it was on my credit card. So we had to pull that 20. So that was not in this week's budget. But again, we did budget $25 into my business section. So it did cover it, but that's why it's not written on here as two separate transactions. Because that transaction happened before this pay period, and right now I'm just looking at this pay period. But last night I spent $5 because someone made an order on Etsy, and I realized after I had already shipped her order that she bought my set of custom holiday envelopes. And I realized when I was making my the next set that I made for a second order, I realized my hole punch was aligned wrong. And all of her envelopes that I sent her, they still work perfectly. They still fit in the binder, but they're not, it wasn't centered like a typical A6 would be. So I think the bottom part of the envelope was gonna either be even with the binder or maybe even stick out a little bit, which I know for a fact would have driven me crazy if those were my envelopes. So I made her a whole new set and sent it to her, even though she said they were fine and she didn't need a new set. I just could not feel, with me just being a new shop and everything and just trying to get started, like I just wouldn't have felt okay knowing that I sent her a faulty or a not perfect product. So I sent that to her, but long story short, um, I had to pay for my own shipping because it was a fix. So I had to pay for shipping. So that's what that $5 was. Totally worth it in my opinion. Like I said, I just really wanted her to have a fantastic order. The next one we were looking at is haircuts, which I only had $30 in here. So we are technically a negative $2, which got eaten up in my buffer, which is, that's what the buffer is there for. But ideally, I would like to be saving my buffer. My husband's hobby envelope, he spent the $25 and he has $5 left in his, which is not a lot when he's probably about to do some fantasy football or something that you know, I just completely forgot about. What's next do I have in this binder? I think the only thing in this section would be the vehicle one, which I'm pretty sure we already pulled. Yes. My husband got a car wash for his truck and spent $15. And he has $20 left in that sinking fund. Well, not him, it's our vehicle sinking fund. And this is not like our, a big vehicle like emergency fund. This is just small things, like routine maintenance or car washes, stuff like that. So trying to build this up, but he keeps spending money out of it. Next is going to be in my kiddos section. And I actually, today, I went to Walmart and spent $94 today on a bunch of clothes for my son, just like staple pieces in his size ups. So, like I had to get him some like socks and underwear. We did find a new pair of shoes, just like a basic pair of shoes. I am not spending a lot of money on kids' shoes when their feet grow literally faster than a weed. Um, so he typically gets shoes from Walmart, Target, or Amazon. And I did get him a new pair of shoes. And then I got him a couple pairs of just like basic jogger pants. And I think he did pick out maybe two or three like t-shirts or something, but just some staples. Um, some staple items before I do like my online order. I always try and check Walmart first just because you can't beat their prices. And again, with as quick as kids grow, I'm not worried about labels at all. So I spent $94 pretty much just on him. I think my daughter, I got them matching Halloween shirts, I think, because my son really wanted a pumpkin shirt. So I got my daughter one too, but that was pretty much all on him. And I did pay cash when I went, which is exciting because I know I said how I've been struggling trying to figure out a process, but since it was all one transaction and that was literally all I got, I didn't get any like food or anything for me, nothing. It was literally just for them. Um, I did pay cash. It was $94. So they have $163 left in their clothing envelope. And most of that money, if you've been watching every single video and you're like, how did they get so much money in that envelope? They were gifted some back to school money well, I guess it's not really back to school for my daughter, but my in-laws are amazing. And they gave us some money for back to school for my son since he is starting school for the first time. And basically just, and then they gave us some for my daughter too because like I said, kids grow really fast and um, they know that we need size ups for both of them. um, and then the other part of that was from my Once Upon a Child haul that I did talk about on here. This family fun transaction I did today as well. I had to buy us some tickets for the children's museum that we're going to tomorrow, and it was $32, so it was a lot more than I remember it being. But I only budgeted $15. I only budgeted $15 because um, I assumed my daughter would be free because she's only a year old, and then I assumed my son's ticket, or either my son or my ticket, someone's else. I thought one of us, I didn't think our tickets would be the same price, but I mean, I guess that makes sense that it's a children's museum. So we're going there for the kids. So the kids' tickets would be the same amount as the adult. There was $1 difference between the tickets. So, and then I bought my mom's just so I had all the tickets. So she's going to give me money. She's going to give me cash for her ticket. And so once I get all the cash, I'll pull from that. So I'm going to leave that one open for right now. And then the only other one is going to be back here in school expenses. I had to order my son's backpack, and I finally did that. I was waiting to the last minute because I wanted to make sure he was actually going to be going to school, and he is. I officially registered him yesterday at his school, and he will start on Monday. We go tomorrow for his like meet the teacher open house type thing. And in our district, we have to have clear book bags. So I couldn't just like get him a cute book bag. I really had to search for like a clear book bag that was like the right size for him, as well as kind of cute. So hopefully the one I got is okay. Um, and then we had $14 in this envelope, and then I actually sold something on Facebook Marketplace. I sold one of my daughter's old sleep sacks for $15, and I put that money in here to help cover for any school expenses, specifically the backpack that I knew I had to buy. So that gave us $29. And that gave us $29, and his backpack was $22, so we should have $7 left in this envelope. This is not going well for my son. I just had to go back up there and figure out what's going on with him. Okay, anyway, let's try and finish this quickly. So what was that? Let's see, we don't need anything for childcare. Eating out. Our budget is going to be, let's just do $50 and let's take the $3 out of here. These ones out. And that'll leave us the $50 in eating out. And the money that I am pulling right now is going to be for probably a Monday mini, my mini savings challenges. Sorry for that bump. The last rollover I got, gosh, I need to write this down too. Grocery is 70. Oh boy. Okay. My husband, I need to pull $40 from his envelope and put it to my buffer because I need to transfer him his next weekly stipend, I guess, his allowance. And just in case I cannot make it to the bank, I will just do that from our savings buffer. So his budget is $40. And then hopefully he will stick to that $40. And this $20 that will be left in here can be put into his hobby envelope. The kiddos are, it says they have $4 in here, but they should only have $1. I know why. It's okay. We'll take all four of those dollars from kiddos, so they will have nothing. My envelope has 37, and look at that. I have 2 letter bucks. Were any of these? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, what did this one come out of? Some of these I've reused. I took, what did I take? I took $4 out of grocery, right? For 19. So those are probably, we have 2 E's there. Oh Lord. And then we have an E right here. We have a D. I don't remember. Oh, there's another E. I don't remember if I've already counted these or not. Okay, we're not going to do that this time. But we will take $2, the $2 out of mine and leave 35 for me. And hopefully any money that I have left over from that can go into my hobby envelope. Pet care is going to roll over. We did not spend any of this. So that still has 30. Costco is empty. Health and Baby has $10. So let's, oh, but it just has 5, so that's fine. All right, Households has 22. We'll leave that in there as well. Okay. So it doesn't look like we have much of a rollover. Memberships, registration. Oh, my registration. My car registration is due. I need to figure that out. I keep forgetting to do it because I need to look and see what the exact amount is for it. Okay. So yeah, so not a ton of rollover this week, unfortunately. But that's okay. I don't think I want to take anything out of these. So let's just see what we have. Depending on how much we have, I will pull some from my buffer. This is 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, let's just do $2, I think. Let's just do an even 30 into savings challenges. Of course, I don't have any ones in here. Duh. So how do I do this? How many ones do I have? So 1, 2. You know what? We'll just take a 5. We'll take a 5. Okay. And then now we have 10, 15, 10, 15, 20. 1. Okay, that's 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we'll just put $1 back. I have no idea how much that is now. So 20 and 12 is 32. Okay, so we'll do $32 for some minis, and I will try and make change for those 10s and 5s. So our minis is going to get $32, and I think that's it. that was a pretty long pause right there because, like I said, I am distracted by my son crying. I was going to do a little bit of cash condensing type stuff in this video as well, but I think we're just going to end it here so I can go be a mom, of course. So hopefully this was pretty simple. We'll see if we can, usually our second week of the pay period, oh, I said that real weird. Um, normally our second half of the pay period is pretty chill as far as spending, just because we've already done most of our grocery shopping. We've done most of our essential spending basically. So it's pretty much just trying to stay within our budget for any miscellaneous spending or like eating out, stuff like that. So um, I will be, let's see, today I'm filming this on Wednesday. Hopefully you will see this tomorrow, which is Thursday. And then my next video will probably be on, you'll either see this video Thursday or Friday, I think. And then my next video will be Saturday or Sunday for my savings challenges. We have like $200, I think, that we were putting in savings challenges. And I think I'm going to combine um, my savings challenges and my debt binder all together because I don't think, I don't know. We'll see. But so that video will be coming out this weekend as well. And then we will be playing with this rollover money on Monday. And then next week we get paid again and we start the whole process all over. So thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up and give me a like. Leave a comment below to let me know you're here and subscribe as always. And I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.